Hello everyone, I'm Caleb with Dansie Design Build, and today I'm answering the question, when do I need building permits and what happens if I don't get one? So this is an excellent question. Hang tight and let's jump right in. So in Utah, the state law says anytime that there is an electrical work going on, plumbing work, structural framing, or HVAC, there needs to be a permit on file for that project. So basically, anytime you're doing an extensive home remodel, you're going to need to have a building permit. The only exception to that would be if you're only doing cosmetic upgrades like flooring or painting. Those do not require a building permit. So building permit costs are calculated based off of a formula that the local city or county has. And typically there's one of two ways. The first one is based off the square footage, and the second one is based off of the anticipated construction cost. So it'll be a percentage of the construction cost. So each city is going to have their own way to do that. And one thing that they really need is a good set of plans to review in the review process. And then after they review those plans, then that's when they can actually determine what the cost of that permit is going to be. The general contractor or the builder who is doing the project is the one who's responsible to go to the city, apply for a permit, and file and actually receive the approval to get that building permit through the city or county. So ultimately, it's the builder's responsibility. If there is a homeowner that goes through and is acting as a general contractor themselves or self-building the project, they are going to be responsible for all the inspections and everything that goes along with the city's requirements. So at the end of the day, it's a really good idea to have your builder apply for the permits so that they can be responsible to the city for the entire process of the building and everything that's going on with the inspections and complying with the codes that are enforced in your local jurisdiction. So once your plans are submitted to the city and approved, you'll receive a packet of information that includes the actual building permit that's signed by everyone who needs to have signed it. You'll also receive a approved plan set with any notes or modifications that the local jurisdiction, the city or the county, is requesting that be made or are actually at that point required to be part of the project. So those things are going to be given to you or your builder, and it's a requirement to leave those on site at the project at all times so that if an inspector comes by or anybody who's working on the project comes by, they can consult those plans, look at them, and make sure that they're building things the way that was approved by the city at the approval of the permit process. So that's what to expect when you have a building permit. So if you choose not to get a building permit, there are immediate consequences and there are also delayed consequences. So in the immediate situation, you can get red tagged, which basically means that an inspector finds your home under construction or under a remodel, and they verify that there's not an active permit on the property. And so they can actually red tag the project to shut it down and then require that you comply with all of the requirements that would have been there and approve everything with the city building department and the zoning department and potentially the engineering department prior to continuing the work. Now you can also, if none of those things are going to go through or one of any of those isn't going to go through, they can actually require that any progress that's been made is demolished and undone. So it can be pretty devastating and a huge waste of time and money and very frustrating if that does happen. So some of the delayed consequences would be when you go to sell or purchase a home and the buyers find that there's not been a permit on file for some major project that's happened, then they can actually figure that out and put two and two together that there's been some improvements done or an addition done or a basement finished, and you can actually owe back taxes on all the years that you had not been paying taxes on that property. That also goes with additional fines, fees, and a lot of problems moving forward into selling. That can actually make somebody want to just move on to the next house and buy a different property. At the end of the day, there is a stigma that goes along with working with the government, that it's going to be slow, painful, and expensive to get building permits. But the reality is that building permits help the process. They're actually a really good thing. They are built-in checks and balances to the building and construction process to help another set of eyes look at the project and inspect things and make sure that everything's being built according to code to protect your family and your finances from any corners that could be potentially cut or just things that are accidentally missed in the building process. So building permits are a really good thing and help us build a better America. If you need help getting plans for your project so you can submit to the city, we draw plans and we can help you get the process rolling to be able to submit to the city. And if you're looking to remodel your home, we can also help you with that as well. Thanks for your time today and have a wonderful week. Bye.